Party City. The name itself conjures images of vibrant balloons, confetti showers, and aisles filled with colorful decorations. For decades, it was the place where celebrations began. Birthdays, weddings, Halloween, you name it. The largest party supply chain in the US. Party City wasn't just a store, it was part of the fabric of American festivities. But today, the music has stopped. In December 2024, Party City announced it was filing for bankruptcy again. But this time, it wasn't just another corporate restructuring. This was the end game. The company is liquidating its inventory, closing all its stores, and unless a miracle buyer steps in, Party City will soon vanish from the retail landscape forever. So, how did a company built on joy and celebrations find itself gasping for survival? This is the decline of Party City, exclusively on the Venture Vault. Part 1. The Birth of a Party Empire. It all began in 1986. Steve Mandel, a savvy entrepreneur from New Jersey, saw an opportunity no one else had noticed. At the time, party supplies were an afterthought tucked away in the corners of supermarkets or squeezed into aisles of general stores. Mandel's idea was simple but revolutionary. Create a dedicated party supply superstore, a one-stop shop for everything from balloons and streamers to costumes and candles. The first Party City opened in East Hanover, New Jersey, and it was an instant hit. Mandel had tapped into something powerful, the universal human desire to celebrate. As the store's popularity grew, so did Mandel's ambitions. By the early 90s, Party City was expanding aggressively, turning the simple act of buying party supplies into a streamlined, joyful experience. In 1996, Party City went public, raising over $15 million to fuel its rapid growth. Mandel had a bold vision to reach 1,000 stores nationwide, and for a time, it seemed nothing could stand in his way. By the late 90s, Party City was the undisputed leader in party supplies, outpacing local competitors and dominating the seasonal market, especially during Halloween. But as history has shown us time and time again, rapid growth can be a double-edged sword, and Party City was about to learn that lesson the hard way. Part 2. Cracks in the confetti, overexpansion and mismanagement. With success came ambition and perhaps overconfidence. Party City's expansion was relentless. By the end of the 1990s, the company had nearly 400 stores, growing faster than its infrastructure could handle. The cracks began to show when Party City faced a crisis that few outside the business world paid attention to at the time: inventory management. As a public company, Party City was legally required to file regular financial reports. But there was a problem. They weren't tracking their inventory correctly. This led to delays in reporting, raising red flags with investors. The company's stock was temporarily suspended from trading, sending shockwaves through the corporate ranks. The fallout was swift. Steve Mandel, the visionary founder, resigned as CEO, and a new leadership team was brought in to clean up the mess, but the damage was done. Party City had stumbled, and its internal weaknesses were now exposed. Yet, despite these early warning signs, the company pressed on, fueled by a belief that growth would solve all its problems. But growth without strategy is a dangerous game, and Party City was playing with fire. Part 3. Debt, private equity, and dangerous deals. In 2005, Party City was acquired by AAH Holdings, a company owned by private equity firms. On the surface, this seemed like a smart move. Private equity meant fresh capital, experienced leadership, and new strategies. But beneath the surface, the foundations of Party City's empire were starting to crumble. Shortly after the acquisition, Party City merged with Amscan, its largest supplier of party goods. The goal was vertical integration, controlling both the production and sale of party supplies. In theory, this would streamline operations and cut costs. In reality, it created new problems. By sourcing most of its products from a single supplier, Party City limited its ability to diversify its offerings. The variety that once set the company apart began to fade, and competitors quickly filled the gaps. Then came the deal that would push Party City to the brink. In 2012, another private equity firm acquired the majority of Party City in a $2.7 billion leveraged buyout. The catch? Most of that money wasn't real capital, it was debt. Overnight, Party City's debt load doubled. The following year, the company added another $300 million in debt, not to invest in growth, but to pay dividends to its new owners. It was a classic private equity play. Squeeze the company for profits, even if it meant saddling it with crushing debt. From that point on, Party City was fighting a battle it couldn't win. The debt was a ticking time bomb, and the clock was running out. Part 4. External shocks, helium, competition, and COVID-19. If Party City's internal problems were the cracks in the foundation, external events were the wrecking ball, the helium crisis. Balloons were one of Party City's top-selling products, accounting for nearly 4% of annual sales. But starting in 2015, global helium shortages made it difficult and expensive to keep shelves stocked. It might seem trivial, but for Party City, this was a financial blow. The company even cited helium shortages as a risk factor in its annual reports. The rise of competitors. Party City was once the undisputed king of party supplies, but as time passed, new competitors emerged. Walmart and Dollar Tree expanded their party sections, offering cheaper alternatives. Amazon provided the ultimate convenience, party supplies delivered to your door, and then there was Spirit Halloween. Spirit Halloween became a seasonal juggernaut, opening over 1,500 pop-up stores each year, more than double Party City's reach during Halloween, its most profitable season. Ironically, Party City tried to fight back with its own spin-off Halloween City, but it never captured the same cultural relevance or customer loyalty. The COVID-19 pandemic. Then came the knockout punch. In 2020, the world shut down, parties were canceled, gatherings banned, celebrations postponed indefinitely. For a company like Party City, which relied on in-person events for over 78% of its revenue, this was catastrophic. Sales plummeted to their lowest levels in over a decade. The company scrambled to pivot to online sales, but it was too little too late. Party City filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in early 2023, hoping to restructure and survive. They managed to reduce their $1.7 billion debt by about $1 billion, but the damage was too deep. Less than 2 years later, in December 2024, Party City announced it would be closing all its stores. The party was over. Part 5. The final blow, bankruptcy and liquidation. When Party City filed for bankruptcy again in 2024, there was no talk of restructuring or recovery. This wasn't a strategic move to shed debt, it was a surrender. The plan was clear: liquidate all remaining inventory, close every store one by one, lay off thousands of employees. Unless a last-minute buyer appears, Party City will soon be gone. A company that once boasted over 800 locations, that dreamed of reaching 1,000 stores, will vanish into retail history. While Party City's financial struggles were years in the making, one pivotal event in late 2024 hastened its final collapse, an unexpected blow from within its own balance sheets. In November 2024, Hilco Global conducted an inventory appraisal that significantly downgraded the value of Party City's merchandise. This wasn't just a minor accounting adjustment, it was catastrophic. Party City's ability to borrow money was tied directly to the value of its inventory. When Hilco's report slashed those numbers, the company's lenders panicked. They demanded a $50 million reserve, instantly draining Party City's already fragile liquidity. Despite Party City contesting the appraisal and even securing an upward revision later, the damage was done. Lenders refused to reverse the reserve, leaving Party City with no cash flow and no lifeline. This wasn't just about poor sales or bad management, it was a stark reminder of how fragile, over-leveraged businesses can be. Party City's downfall wasn't solely due to declining customers, it was also the invisible collapse of financial trust behind closed doors. Lessons from Party City's fall. Number 1. The dangers of debt. Leveraged buyouts may enrich investors, but they leave companies vulnerable. Party City's debt was an anchor that dragged it down no matter how hard it tried to stay afloat. Number 2. Failure to adapt. In an era dominated by e-commerce, Party City clung to its brick-and-mortar model for too long. Competitors like Amazon and Spirit Halloween left it in the dust. Number 3. Over-reliance on seasonality. Depending on Halloween for nearly 20% of annual revenue was a risky bet. When seasonal sales faltered, there was no safety net. Number 4, mismanagement after the founder's exit. Steve Mandel had a vision. After he left, Party City lost its way, bouncing between private equity owners more focused on profits than long-term sustainability. Number 5, external shocks expose internal weaknesses. The helium crisis, economic downturns, and COVID-19 were external challenges, but they only hastened the fall of a company already teetering on the edge. Party City's story is a cautionary tale. A company built on joy and celebration, undone by debt, poor leadership, and an inability to evolve. Will Party City find a last-minute savior, or will it become just another footnote in the history of retail's rise and fall? Thanks for watching The Venture Vault, where we uncover the untold stories behind the businesses that shape our world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into corporate successes and failures. Until next time, keep exploring the vault.